Mossy Oak presents ScentBlocker Most Wanted. Brought to you by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession. ScentBlocker. Nothing gets you closer. Browning, the best there is. Ford, and your quality Ford dealers. And by Tree Spider. Light, easy, fast, safe.
This week, we're mixing things up a bit. Along with Bob's Pike County hunt, we're going to introduce you to a new friend. But before we do that, let's get to the hunting. And since this is Pike County in November, Bob's hoping old Decoy Dave will get things fired up.
Well, this afternoon with the wind change and what we've seen trail cam pictures from the cutty back across this food plot, we decided to be in the oak tree, and that's what it is. We've called it the oak tree food plot for years because it's in a big old oak tree. But you know, 2 years ago I killed a really nice buck here, and we have seen in the last week, sitting across in the hickory tree, a couple big bucks over here when we pulled in. So, you know, this afternoon, well, we don't know what's going to happen. The deer did not move this morning. Yesterday afternoon, it was pretty wild and wicked. We got into a ground blind. We had deer immediately in the field, and we had old Decoy Dave, which you got him again, out in the field. And the only problem is the buck we're looking for didn't show up. This afternoon, we're going to change that. The big boy is on the way, and our most wanted, we're going to put him on the ground right there.
Bob might have his hopes pinned on Decoy Dave, but a food plot full of Whitetail Institute pure attraction and a whole bunch of does sure does help.
That's why we put in Whitetail Institute food plots. We've got probably, I don't know, maybe 15 deer in the field right now. What's unusual, we've got a lot of mature does with fawns still. And I would have thought that they really would have been run them off by now. Got a couple more deer coming off the right edge. There's a buck. And the other food plot right straight in front of us. Wow. Coming down the ditch, gonna come into the field. He's got one ear, looks like it's broken egg straight down. I thought it was a big drop time.
I'd say from the looks of it, the rut is still going strong at Hopewell Views. Stick with us, because after the break, we'll see what Bob does with his lop-eared buck.
This segment of ScentBlocker Most Wanted is brought to you by Matthews, catch us if you can, and by Rage, leading the evolution in lethal technology.
It's late November at Hopewell Views Hunting Club in Pike County, Illinois, and Bob can see the rut is still on. Just a few minutes after getting into the stand, this lop-eared 7-pointer started working the edge of our Whitetail Institute food plot. He's just one of several most wanted bucks that we've been following on our cutty backs. With bucks showing up in the woods and in the food plot, Bob was planning to get up on the ridges in the morning and save the fields for the evening. Well, lop-ear was on the list, but after all the activity at the field edge, he never got close enough for Bob to take a shot. For the next few days, Bob's routine was set. Mornings in the woods, evenings in the food plots. Unfortunately, deer activity had slowed way down, and Bob's Most Wanted just weren't showing up.
But with this cold front, it was pushed in by about a 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gust. So, you know, we've got our spider web, we're strapped in and hanging on almost for dear life up on top of this ridge. But we kind of thought with this front come in, these bucks would be up on their feet and moving. And the last couple days, our cuttybacks have showed on this particular ridge coming out of this field 2 big shooter bucks. You know, one of the bucks on our most wanted list is a buck that we've been getting pictures of for a couple of years now. What makes him very distinctive, he's a good mainframe 10, but his brow tines actually come up and curve out. Cool looking, mature deer, probably a 6-year-old deer this year. So out of all the pick, that's definitely my most wanted.
After another morning sit without a shooter, Bob hit the cabin to meet up with our new friend, Major Sam DeGeneres. Last year, Sam won a chance to hunt with the Most Wanted crew at Hopewell Views. This Mississippi native and Air Force major had dreamed of hunting Pike County for years, but had never got the chance. With only 4 days off and 2 to hunt, Sam brought along his dad, Sam the First, a retired brigadier general, and his son, Sam the Third. The 3 Sams were determined to make the most of this short trip.
Y'all think your stand's too high. Something's wrong with that.
With Sam up in the tree stand, Bob was sticking to his plan, hunting a Whitetail Institute food plot from a ground blind.
The last 3 days, we've had one of our most wanted deer has been hitting this food plot. Was in here the other day, didn't see him, but cuttybacks, well, they're telling the real story. He'd been in there in the morning, afternoon, and the evening. So with any luck, it's kind of cloudy out this evening. Hopefully these deer are going to move early. There's a big buck right there. Big buck. That's him. That's him. He's coming in the field. Keep coming. He's almost 70 yards. Yards. All of his attention is on the toe.